Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the actual dialogues that are spoken in a situation. That's what we call situational conversations. Actually, dialogues are spoken in a context. Let us see when two people meet, how they speak. With that, we should start a story. When I tell a story, in that story I am going to introduce you new people, and these people, how they speak, you are going to understand. Let us imagine in this story there is a person called Mr. Madhu. He is a student of electronics and communication engineering in the Masapta Polytechnic, and our location is Hyderabad. Now this Madhu is waiting at CBS, what you call Central Bus Stand or Gauligooda Bus Stand, and there is another person, Mr. Naveen, and this Naveen, his father got transferred. His father is a lecturer, a junior lecturer in a private government degree college, and he got transferred and he comes to Hyderabad. And this Naveen, he doesn't know how to go to this Masapta Polytechnic. And now let us go to the situation. Madhu is there in the bus stop and Naveen goes to the Madhu. Now what Naveen says, what type of the dialogue Madhu has to say there? So you can easily guess. Then Naveen will say to Madhu, "Excuse me," and immediately Madhu will say, "Yes, what can I do for you?" Now this is what people react. And then Naveen said, "Could you please tell me what bus I should take to go to Masapta Polytechnic?" Immediately Madhu said, "Do you mean Government Polytechnic Masapta?" And immediately Naveen said, "Yes, you are right, I am new to this place." And Naveen, when Naveen said this, Madhu said, "Don't worry, well, we'll go together. Well, I am Madhu, I am also a final year student studying in the same Polytechnic of electronics." Immediately Naveen felt so happy because this man also comes from, he is also of the same class, and immediately Naveen said, "I am Naveen." Immediately Madhu said, "Nice to meet you," and of course Naveen also replied, "Nice to meet you." And Naveen wanted to find out. He asked, what time is bus to our Polytechnic? Or you can also say, what time we have a bus to our Polytechnic? Then Madhu said, "Well, we have a bus every 10 minutes. By the way," see, this is how people talk. "By the way, where do you come from?" Madhu wanted to find out. Naveen said, "I come from Guntur." Now there is another way of telling also, "I hail from Guntur." All these are different expressions. So I am not going to tell you all the expressions, but some of the expressions what we speak in English language. He said, "I hail from," or "I come from Guntur. My father is a lecturer in a government degree college and he got transferred to this place." And when they are talking like this, in the meanwhile we are introducing another story, another man called Kiran. And Kiran is already a friend of our main character Madhu here. Let us say, for this convenience of a story, Madhu takes the main lead here, and Madhu saw Kiran, and immediately Madhu said to Kiran, "Hello Kiran, how are you?" And Kiran said, "I am fine, thank you, how are you?" And immediately Madhu said, "I am fine. Come on, meet our new friend Naveen." So see how the introduction takes place here. Madhu said to Naveen, "Well Naveen, this is Kiran, my friend." And he said to Kiran, "Kiran, this is Naveen, our new classmate." And Kiran said, "Hello, how do you do?" And immediately Naveen also replied, "How do you do?" So this is how, when two people, when they don't know each other, the way of beginning or introducing themselves is "How do you do?" and they will be replied by "How do you do?" But they already know each other, then say "How are you?" then say "Fine, thank you, how are you?" Then in the meanwhile, and Kiran looked at Naveen and he said, "Have we met before? Your face looks familiar to me." And Naveen said, "I don't think so." And they wanted to have a cup of tea, and immediately the Kiran and Madhu, they said together, "Well, why don't you go to a canteen and have a cup of tea?" And in this story we are going to continue with the same characters. You remember Madhu, an electronics student in the final year in the Masapta Polytechnic, and also Kiran, his classmate, and a new student Naveen coming to the Hyderabad. Now let us see the dialogues again so that you will remember very clearly. Well, students, let us see these dialogues now, what Naveen and Madhu have spoken. Now you just look at those dialogues. What Naveen said when he met Madhu in the bus stop, he said, excuse me. And Madhu said, yes, what can I do for you? And again Naveen said, could you please tell me which bus I should take to go to Masaptang Polytechnic? And Madhu said, you mean to Government Polytechnic Masaptang? Naveen said, yes, that's right. I am new to this place. And Madhu said, don't worry, we'll go together. I am Madhu, finally RC student. Immediately Naveen said, I am Naveen, finally RC student too. And Madhu said, nice to meet you. And Naveen said, nice to meet you. You see how people introduce each other. When somebody say nice to meet you, you will also say nice to meet you. If somebody say glad to meet you, you will say glad to meet you. And here Naveen, again, what time we have buses to our Polytechnic? And Madhu said, every 10 minutes we have a bus. By the way, where do you come from? You see this type of asking, when you want to ask something in the middle, you will say, by the way, where do you come from? And Naveen said, I come from Guntur. My father got transferred to this place. Madhu said, I see. What's your father? Then Naveen said, he's a lecturer in a government junior college. Again Madhu said, I see. In the meanwhile, we know Kiran is coming. He said, here comes my friend Kiran. And Madhu, hello Kiran, how are you? And Kiran said, fine, thank you, how are you? Now here Madhu wanted to introduce Kiran to Naveen and Naveen to Kiran. So Madhu called Kiran, meet Mr. Naveen, our new classmate. And he told to Naveen, Naveen, this is my friend Kiran. Kiran said, how do you do? And Naveen said, how do you do? And again Kiran wanted to put a question. He said, have we met before? Your face looks familiar to me. And Naveen paused a moment and he said, I don't think so. Well, then Kiran said he wanted to have a cup of tea. He said, well, how about some tea, guys? Madhu said, sure, sure, let's go to the canteen. So now they all go to the canteen. Well, now Madhu, Naveen and Kiran, now they went to a hotel. Now they are going to have some tea. Generally, what people speak when they go to a canteen? When they went to a canteen, now I forgot to tell you, Kiran is a little bit glutton. What you know, glutton is somebody who would like to eat more and more. They went there and they took some chairs, they occupied some chairs there. Then Madhu asked Naveen, what would you like to have? This is what we say in a canteen, what would you like to have? Because it is Madhu who has taken Naveen to canteen. He said, what would you like to have? And Naveen replied, well, I don't mind, just anything, anything will do, anything will do. No, this is an expression. And how about you? And you know, I told you Kiran is very hungry. He said, well, I'm damn hungry, man, I must eat something. Okay, Madhu said, let's order some samosa. And this Naveen, he is not that hungry. He said, well, I don't feel like eating. Now, this is one expression in English language, I don't feel like eating. So sometimes you don't feel like eating. This is the sensation, you don't have a sensation in your stomach to eat also. You say, I don't feel like eating, I just had a heavy breakfast. Then Madhu said, have a bite. Okay, have a bite, just have a little and all. Then of course Naveen took a bite and he said, these samosas are delicious. These samosas are delicious, they are very tasty. And immediately Kiran, he finished all his samosas. He said, Madhu, order some more. And Madhu simply he got angry. He said, hey, stop eating, don't be a glutton. Naveen, he did not know what the meaning for the word glutton. Who is a glutton? And immediately Madhu said, somebody who eats a lot and who loves always food only. Immediately Kiran said, my Madhu, he always makes fun of me. Now, this is what happens. Now let us see what dialogues may come up at the canteen. So it's Madhu who would like to ask Mr. Naveen. Madhu said, what would you like to have, Mr. Naveen? And Naveen said, well, I am not particular, just some tea will do. And Kiran, guys, I am damn hungry, I must eat something. You know, he is very hungry, so he said, I am damn hungry, I must eat something. And Madhu said, okay, let's order some snacks. Well, we suppose the snacks are served, and Madhu, please have it. So when you are eating something, the way you offer to others, you say, please have it. But it seems Naveen is not in a mood to eat. He said, I don't feel like eating, I had a heavy breakfast. And Kiran said, just have a bite. This is what you see when you want to offer something to other friends and you want them to eat a little, you say, have a bite. And Naveen said, these samosas are delicious. Not delicious, very tasty. And you know, Kiran is very eager to eat some more. He said, Madhu, order some more. And Madhu said, don't be a glutton. Naveen didn't understand. Who is a glutton? Madhu said, one who loves food. And Kiran immediately replied, he always makes fun of me. And Madhu said, let's go for some drinks. So they had some drinks. And Naveen said, then let me foot the bill. See, this is an usage, foot the bill. That means I will pay the bill. But Madhu, he refused. He did not allow Naveen to pay the bill. He said, next time, you are our guest today. So Kiran, he saw the bus coming. He said, here comes the bus, let's go. And they all moved out. Well, students, when we go to bus stand, what are the dialogues that will come generally? When you go to a bus stand, generally we will go to the reservation counter, because now Madhu wants to book a ticket. He wants to go to Tirupati. So he went to the counter. He said, excuse me. And the man inside the counter, he said, yes, what can I do for you? He said, I would like to reserve a ticket to Tirupati. He said, when do you want to go? I would like to go tomorrow evening. He said, the man in the counter, he said, well, let me see. And he said, I'm afraid, we are sorry, we can't give you a ticket to Tirupati tomorrow. Everything is taken, or everything is booked. And Madhu said, well, can you give a ticket to me for tomorrow evening? He said, let me see. And the man said, yes sir, we have a ticket for you for tomorrow. Then Madhu wanted to inquire the cost of the ticket. He said, how much is the fare? He said, around 150 rupees. And Madhu wanted to find out again how long it takes. See, when you are asking how much, you are asking about the price. When you are asking for a time, you are using how long it takes, even the journey. And the man in the counter said, well, generally it takes 10 hours if there is no traffic jam or all other difficulties and all. And he said, well, here is my money, I will take the ticket. And immediately the man in the counter, he said, please take the ticket. Now again at the bus station, Madhu went there, he asked, excuse me. So this is a polite way of asking or opening a dialogue. Excuse me. The clerk in the counter, yes, what can I do for you? Madhu, I would like to reserve a ticket to Tirupati for today. The clerk, he said, let me see. And he did not find any tickets available on that day. He said, I'm sorry, no ticket is available for today. Everything is taken. You can also say everything is booked. Now Madhu, how about tomorrow evening, sir? Again the clerk checked and he said, of course, we can give you one ticket tomorrow. And Madhu wanted to find out, what is the fare, sir? Fare. Now when he is asking fare, he is asking about the ticket. It's 150 rupees. Well, the fares may not be exact, just for dialogue we are using these rates here. And Madhu, he wanted to find out how much time it takes to reach Tirupati. So when you explain about time, how do you ask? You say, how long it takes from here to reach Tirupati? The clerk said, it takes 10 hours if there is no traffic jam. Generally there will be some problems. That is a regular time. And Madhu wanted to find out the distance. Then how is asking? What is the distance from here, sir? It's about 450 kilometers from here. And Madhu, I'll take the ticket, here is the money. And the clerk said, here is the ticket. And Madhu thanked him. And now they will go to a railway station. Now let us see if the same person, Madhu, if at all he has to go to Vijayawada by train, what type of dialogues that will come. Let us say Madhu went to railway station and in the inquiry counter he asked, excuse me, and the man in the counter, he said, yes, what can I do for you? He said, what are the trains towards Vijayawada? Or you can also say, may I know what trains you have towards Vijayawada? And he said, towards Vijayawada we have plenty of trains. What time you want to go? He said, in the evening, tomorrow evening. In the evening, I think we have Godavari. It is say in the evening it starts at 4:30. Godavari. Then what is the fare? He said, it's 150 rupees. Okay, I'll take the ticket. And he said, will you tell me how long it takes and all? He said, that you have to find out in the counter. So Madhu went to the booking counter. He asked that first the enquiry, then he went to the booking counter and he booked a ticket towards Vijayawada. So what are the dialogues that come up in a railway station? Now let us see the dialogues at a railway station. Now Madhu and Kiran go to railway station to find out the trains towards Vijayawada. Madhu, excuse me, yes, can I help you? Madhu, would you please tell me what train I can get to go to Vijayawada? Towards Vijayawada from Hyderabad, there are a number of trains. What time you want to go? In the evening tomorrow. In the evening you have Godavari, and the departure from Nampally is at 16:30 hours. It arrives at Vijayawada around 23 hours. And Madhu wanted to know the fare. What is the ticket? I mean fare for second class. And the man at enquiry said the fare is 110 rupees if you want to go by second class. And Madhu asked, can I reserve the ticket today? Enquiry man said, well, you have to find out that information in the booking counter. And Madhu thanked him, thank you. And the enquiry man said, you are welcome. Now Naveen is a new student to Hyderabad, I said. Now he has to put his money somewhere in a bank and all. So now Naveen takes the help of Madhu to open an account in a bank. Let us see what are the dialogues that come when you go to a bank. Now students, let us see how Madhu helps Naveen in opening an account in a bank. Naveen and Madhu go to the bank. Naveen is asking Madhu, Madhu, could you please help me in opening an account in the bank? Madhu said, with pleasure. Well, here you can also say, Madhu, will you do me a favor? This is another way of asking people to do some help to you. Madhu said, with pleasure. So Madhu went to the clerk and said, excuse me. The bank clerk, yes, what can I do for you? Madhu, my friend would like to open an account. The bank clerk, your friend needs an introduction by an account holder. Madhu, I have an account already. Can I give my introduction? Yes, that will do. Your friend has to fill this form and give us 2 passport photos. And again Madhu asked, what is the minimum deposit? The bank clerk said, 250 rupees only. And Madhu wanted to find out the timings of the bank. He said, what time the bank works? The bank clerk said, from morning 10:30 to evening 5 p.m. and lunch is in between 1 to 2. Madhu said, thank you sir, we will come tomorrow. Now students, let us see what dialogues we will use in a library. Now Kiran went to library and he asked the librarian, sir, can you please give me a book on computers? The librarian said, on computers we have so many books. Better you check the catalog, because the catalog can give you all details about number of writers and different types of books on computers. And he just checked all these catalogs. Then he asked the librarian, well, this catalog tells so and so number is there on this book, will you please tell me? Could you please help me to find this book? Then the librarian looked at the number. He said, this book you will find in the first almirah, which is at the entrance of the door. You please, you can take that book from there. And he sent an assistant in the library, and he got that book and he gave it to Mr. Kiran. And he told Mr. Kiran, well, you have to return this book within a week. How many books can I borrow? Kiran asked. You can't take more than 2. Well, and you please return the book very safe, told the library to the Kiran. Sure, I'll do, said the Kiran, and he went outside the library. Let us see what type of dialogues generally come up in the library. Now Madhu and Kiran, they go to the college library. Kiran wanted to take a book on computers, and Kiran went to the librarian. Kiran said, excuse me. Librarian, yes please. Kiran, I am looking for a book on computers. And the librarian replied, we have plenty of books on computers. First you search it in the catalog, you will know the number of books available. And Kiran, could you please help me to find out the book? Sure. There is an almirah over there, just at the entrance of this room. You will find that book very useful. That's how the librarian is helped. Kiran, how many books I can borrow at a time? And librarian said, not more than 2. You have to return the book within a week. Thank you, I will return it. Wait. Librarian said, wait, you have to sign in this register. Please return the book safe. And Kiran said, okay, thank you. Students, we have been talking about various expressions that we use in day-to-day language. Let us see, when you are talking, when the other man doesn't follow, or when the other man is talking, when you don't listen completely, you are going to use some expressions like pardon me, I beg your pardon. Some people simply say it beg pardon. So these are the various expressions you are going to use in the day-to-day conversation. Let us put these dialogues in our story between Madhu and Kiran. Madhu asked Kiran, Kiran, have you ever seen Taj Mahal? Kiran could not grasp this sentence, and immediately he asked her, what? He said, I beg your pardon? Immediately Madhu said, I said, have you ever seen Taj Mahal? Oh, I see, you are talking about myself seeing Taj Mahal. Well, you know, that will never take place because I am a bird of home. I always prefer to stay at home. Then Madhu said, well, Mr. Kiran, at least sometimes once in a blue moon, you should go out of your house, see around the world. And Kiran asked, what is once in a blue moon? Well, you don't know. Once in a blue moon means something that happens quite rarely. Once in a blue moon. You don't do it quite often. And how about you? Have you seen Taj Mahal? Kiran put the same question to Madhu. No, no, no. We are sailing in the same boat. What is sailing in the same boat? Kiran said. That means neither I saw a Taj Mahal. So these are, in this I said sailing in the same boat, once in a blue moon. These are what you call idiomatic expression which will make language sound very effective and very beautiful. So sometimes when you are not able to follow what other man is saying or other man's voice is not audible, there is a polite way of asking them to repeat it again. So let's see, you say, I beg your pardon. Some people say beg your pardon. Some people will say pardon me. Some people will simply say pardon. So we put this in this story. Say Madhu and Kiran are talking and having a conversation in the classroom. Madhu, Kiran, have you ever seen Taj Mahal? It seems Kiran could not listen it. He said, beg your pardon. And Madhu repeated, I said whether you have seen Taj Mahal. Whether you have seen Taj Mahal. I am asking that. Oh, you are talking about Taj Mahal. Now Kiran caught it. Rarely I leave my house, you know, that I am a bird of home. And Madhu said, well, at least once in a blue moon, you should leave the home and see around. And Kiran got it out. What is a blue moon? Pardon me, what is a blue moon? Well, I never knew moon has colors too. Kiran never listened to this expression. Then Madhu said, I mean, what doesn't happen regularly or what you don't do quite often, we use that expression. Now Kiran wanted to know whether Madhu has seen a Taj Mahal. He asked her, well, how about you? Have you seen Taj Mahal? Madhu said, well, you know, we are sailing in the same boat. Sailing in the same boat? Yes, we are in the same situation. That means neither I saw the Taj Mahal, just like you. This is how the conversation went between Kiran and Madhu. Students, now let us see what type of dialogues may come in a classroom. Let us imagine our story. In our story there is Madhu and Naveen and Kiran. They are sitting in the classroom. Well, the class is an English class and the class is going on. And these people just came out and they asked, may I come in, sir? They asked one by one. And the teacher, he said, please come in. They went inside and then sat in the class. Now the class is going on and the lecturer was telling, he is asking this. Students, tell me, India with all its abundant natural resources and human resources is not still at the top, even at least at the developed nations list. So what do you think are the reasons? Do you ever think about these things? Why India is lagging behind with all these resources and with so many people and all? Then immediately Madhu said, sir, we have so many problems. We are having population, a lot of population and illiteracy and so many problems like unemployment and all, he said. And the teacher wanted to make students think in a different way. Actually, population is a problem, but again, population is an asset also. If at all the people are working people. So do we have this work culture among us? Do people work hard to make this country a better country? Then students said, yes, that's also true. Our nature is not to work hard. Generally, we don't try to see how much we are working. We always think how much we are getting from the society than from what we are giving to the society. So this type of work culture is not there. That's what Madhu also said. Then the teacher again wanted to remind the students, just think a minute, do we have the same seriousness, the same zeal, the same enthusiasm what our freedom fighters had for our country? Now they gave India into our hands, they freed India from the foreigners, they gave India into our hands, but what is that we are now doing? People are simply trying to make themselves rich and selfish and all. I don't think anybody is bothered about country, nation and all. Don't you think, students? He said. And student said, that's true, sir. One should not be selfish. One should think what we have given to the nation than what we have taken from the nation. Well, that's a good idea. And immediately Kiran said, well, sir, I think this is not totally true. India is now developing very fast, and there are very great many people, scientists and technology, and ours is a great country with the unity in diversity. And of course, all of us know that united we stand, divided we fall. Well, let's remember this and make this country a better nation. With that, the lecturer said, well, students, with that our class comes to an end today. Let us see some dialogues what we may get in a classroom. Now the class is going on and it is an English class, and Madhu and Kiran, they went out. Now they are entering the class, and Madhu and Kiran, they said to each other, may I come in, sir? The teacher, come in, come in. Now the teacher wanted to put a question to the students. So he said, students, tell me why India with its vast natural and human resources is not a developed nation. I mean, what do you think are the reasons for our backwardness? And Madhu wanted to reply. He has his own answers. He said, sir, we have the problems of excess population, unemployment, illiteracy, and of course all of the problems are there. The teacher said, of course that is true, but population can also be an advantage once you make use of the manpower. When we have more hands to work, lot of manpower. What do you say? Madhu said, generally we are not working hard to make our country a better country. We don't have that work culture. Maybe we are concerned more about what we can get from the society than what we give to the society. And the teacher, do you find anywhere the real zeal or the commitment and the seriousness of our freedom fighters, what they had for our country? Actually, they have a lot of zeal and commitment. They wanted to better our country. Do you find that type of zeal among our present generation? And Madhu said, well, I wonder if we are their true children. We are not irritated. I doubt whether the same blood is running in our veins. That's what he said. Naveen, he wanted to put it in a different way. He said, I don't agree with you. India is now a very fast developing country. There are so many hardworking people in many fields. Well, with this, the teacher thought yes, it is time for the class to bring it to a finish. He said, still, don't you think half of the Indians are not literate? Still, there are millions who may not be having 2 square meal a day, without a roof over their heads, and all these things. And Madhu said, yes, I think we should stop being selfish and see what we can do for the nation. And now Naveen wants to say, India is a country with unity in diversity. United we stand, divided we fall. We should live and let others live. So the teacher is happy with that conclusion. He said, okay, students, that brings our class to an end today. Well, students, so far we have listened to various dialogues that come up in our day-to-day conversation. Before I conclude, I would like to sum up all the salient features, or I would like to tell you various thoughts you should keep in your mind. When you are talking about a language, an international language, unless you are in touch with the people who speak that language, you are not supposed to speak. You cannot speak. Let us say your neighbor is a person who speaks Hindi. You will not be speaking Tamil because you are listening to Hindi only. In that way, if you are in touch with English people, definitely you are going to speak English only. So this is how, what I would like to tell you is that there is a quotation, think global and act local. So widen your world. The world is very big. Once you think about the world, what's happening around the world, in different parts of the world, what's happening in India, in different states and all, when you think what you call global, naturally your mind starts picking up information from various centers. You want to understand what's happening in America, you have to watch BBC or CNN, different channels. So that means your mind is like a radio. You know, in a radio you will have 2 stations. If you want to listen all the time medium wave, you get medium wave only. You change the band to go to short wave, you listen to BBC also. So in that way, what you have to do is think global. Wherever you are, you may be acting local. Say, I am at a very small village in a corner of this state. I may be acting there, but my mind should be thinking global. That means you are getting connected to the rest of the world. Then naturally, the English people and the people who speak English in India, their books, their literature, the magazines, the novels, when you are in touch with all these things, naturally the flow will come natural. This is the best way to learn a language. And you should also remember, sometimes we blame the system, actually the fault lies with us. Let us say somebody is trying to open a key, a lock with a key, and he could not open the lock. After some time, what he will say, he will throw the lock and he will simply say, well, this lock cannot be opened. This is something like, say, a man who is not able to drive a car, and he will say, well, driving a car is impossible. Then you will simply call him foolish, because there are many people driving cars. Many people are driving cars all over the world. So if you are not able to drive the car, the problem is not with the car. The problem is with you in your approach towards the car. And I would like to apply that example to your English speaking also. So don't blame English. You are not able to speak English. You don't say English is difficult. English is not difficult. If English is difficult, it should be difficult for all other people, whoever is speaking English. So getting in touch with language is the best way of learning language. Hope you have understood what I am trying, what I said to you. You got some information about speaking skills. With this, we conclude the speaking skills. I thank you for staying with me on this speaking skills and the importance of learning speaking skills. Thank you.
Further clarification, contact the Additional Secretary, State Board of Technical Education and Training, 7th floor, BRKR Bhavan, Tank Bund Road, Hyderabad 500063. Fax 040 322 0546.